Scorpio, welcome to your general reading for October 1st to the 5th, 2020. Hope you guys are doing great today. So we have a lot of stuff going on. That's why I kind of cut a couple of days off. I'm ending at the 5th. Let's just talk about a couple of things that are going on in the sky. First of all, I have my candle set to green for the heart chakra because I think we all need a little bit of extra help, receiving, giving love, kindness, healing energy, right? Because when our heart chakra is off kilter, we can feel low self-love, low self-esteem, regret, loss, pain, imbalance. So let's talk about what's going on. I mean, speaking of releasing, speaking of dealing with any kind of pain, we have this full moon, excuse me, on October 1st in Aries, and it's going to be conjunct Chiron, which is retrograde. I've been talking about this since the summer, Chiron being retrograde. I made a video, I think it was in August, about Chiron being retrograde until the middle of December. So for you guys, this is all going to be happening in your 6th house. So the 6th house is your day-to-day work environment. It's your day-to-day, you get up, you put your feet on the floor, right, in general. But it's also your health. So this has to do with your mental, physical, and emotional health. It's not only, your sinuses and your back. It's also any sort of anxiety, any kind of depression, anything like that. And so with Chiron being retrograde in there, conjuncting the full moon of all signs, Aries, which is all about, come on, let's go, look at this. The light's going to be shining on anything in this area that needs letting go of, any kind of old pain, shame, guilt. So this could be releasing any shame or guilt that you might feel because if you've struggled with depression or any kind of anxiety or any kind of obsessive, situation, anything like that, right? Really looking at why all of that stuff happened, looking at it and releasing any shame or guilt, releasing the way that maybe you haven't shown up the best in your work, in your work life, in the day-to-day. Maybe in the past you've been overly controlling of your work environment, or you weren't responsible enough, or whatever it is, right? Maybe you just realizing that on a day-to-day, maybe you're just not showing up as your best self. But really looking at why, because that stuff doesn't exist on its own. There's always a building and a culmination up of that, and that's the thing with Chiron. Chiron makes us really stop and look at where the pain in our body is, right? And really look at how we can best release that to best serve ourselves, right? So we have this happening on the 1st to kick everything off. But let's pull a healing chakra card. Rather just the healing card. I'm looking at the green there. I'm thinking of chakras. We have family and tribe as your crowning energy. Okay, good. Listen, Scorpio, I like this for you a lot. Basically because of what I was just discussing. I'm trying to move this out of my ring light. Because this is about being very discerning with other people's opinions of you. Become aware of how the beliefs of your family and your tribe here are or have influenced you or are influencing you. Like, what did you learn about relationships? What did you learn about money? What did you learn about opportunities when you were younger that you're still carrying with you? And ask yourself if you're still carrying some of those outdated beliefs. Are you trying to maybe seek love and approval from family by doing what they want you to do? Maybe what your partner wants you to do, what you feel like you have to do. Because an important question here is whether you're living your life in order to make someone else happy, or you living your life to make someone else or yourself happy. Now, this is a deep question, because this energy asks you to examine your loyalties, your family beliefs, your superstitions, and your rituals that have power over you, and let go of anything that's just not serving you. As you're being asked here to face your fears of being different and embrace your uniqueness, even if others don't really get you or approve of your actions right now. It doesn't matter, because this is your life that you're living here, right? I mean, as long as you're not disrespecting anyone. Because often working with your energy centers, during energies like this, in particular, the root chakra, this can very much help you release past limitations and hurts, and increase your confidence and help you manifest your desires into a physical reality and into something that's really going to end up working for you rather than not. I'm not even going to say working against you, but really looking at where it is that you've been and why, and that's going to be happening for you. But I don't feel like you're not going to be experiencing this week as heavily as a lot of other signs. I mean, what else do we have going on here? So we have Venus in Virgo. So this is going to be happening in your 11th house of goals, of friends. So this could be a good energy for friends. But let's look at Venus. We know what Venus is. Venus is fabulous, right? But Venus focuses on things that we value. So it's like money, it's our self-value, self-worth, love, anything that we value. That's Venus, right? And it's in Virgo. Virgo is the problem solver of the zodiac. Very critical energy, very critical of self, very critical of others, but it's for a purpose. It's to always to problem solve, right? Because they are the problem solvers of the zodiac. So what I like about this for your 11th house, Scorpio, is that if you feel like you've been very stuck in something having to do with attaining your goals and where it is that you're heading and looking to go in life, this is going to be a very beautiful, supportive, problem-solving energy. If there's been some sort of issue going on with like feeling connected to your friends, feeling connected to the world around you, being involved in community, there are going to be solutions that are going to be presented in this energy, which is really nice because I particularly like that. Look, we also have Pluto going direct. We've been talking about this grand trine that's been hanging out in your 3rd house of communication, short distance travel, of what you need to learn, all this stuff, right? The stellium, it's been all about Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto hanging out in there for like what feels like forever. And they were all retrograde for what feels like forever. Jupiter's finally direct, Saturn's direct, Pluto's going direct this week. So this means that something needs to be transformed in that 3rd house for you. So you need to learn something very specific. You need to communicate in a very specific way. You need to call someone. You need to... I'm really getting it very much that you need to call someone or you need to learn something. It's going to be something different for each of you because this is general reading. But that 3rd house also rules siblings. So maybe something needs to be transformed with a sibling. Something needs to be discussed with one of your siblings. It also rules your neighborhood. So maybe you're realizing that you want to move. I get short distance travel. So this could be like, you've been really looking to make the short distance trip and you haven't, and now you're going to be put in a position where you have to, right? But it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing. It's whatever's been sort of working underneath coming up to a head. So something needs to be communicated or something needs to be learned. Now we have that happening, that's happening on the 4th. The day after that is the best day, I think, of the whole month, to be honest with you. It's when we're having this minor grand trine. And it's for you guys, it's the moon is going to be in Taurus in your 7th house, Neptune and Pisces in your 5th house, and Jupiter and Cancer in your 3rd house, again, with that communication energy. So you could be feeling very emotional about partnership, but unclear at the same time about some sort of romantic or spiritual connection, but maybe even an entrepreneurial endeavor or something even with your kids, right? Because kids is 5th house as well. But at the same time, you're going to be feeling incredibly creative and very dreamy, very, very focused on your dreams. A beautiful, beautiful vibe here with the Neptune and Pisces in your 5th, because the 5th house is all about romance. It's about falling in love, beautiful 10 of Pentacles energy. But it's about having conversations that help to incite a firmer foundation, feeling of safety and security of home. So you can be learning something new that incites your creativity, that motivates you to maybe want to open a business, get a business partner, start a business. But a lot of you are just going to be feeling very emotional, very in love, and very in the space of communicating about maybe moving in together, buying a home. That's the different ways that this can end up rearing its head, this energy. But it's positive. It's very positive after a really wacky week, because like that square was no joke. That Saturn-Mars square retrograde. I mean, what the hell? Honestly, such a silly month we're having. Weird year. But you know what I've been saying, guys? You know what? Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's not all bad. Let's just like focus on looking for the good, I know it's hard when we have a lot of like stressful energy coming. Oh, very nice. We got the Tower to end it all. What? Let's talk about the past. So I did go back to incorporating the past energies. A lot of people really did not like that I didn't do that last week, and I totally get it. I'm with you on that. All right, so coming into this energy in your recent past, we have the Fool, we have the Ten of Pentacles, taking a chance here. So you were very much taking a chance. The Ten of Pentacles is about leaving a legacy. For some of you, this could have meant retirement. For some of you, this could be maybe you received an inheritance, very focused on that. Ten of Pentacles, though, is also one of the marriage cards. So it's, you know, will you marry me, or let's deepen the connection or commitment in this relationship that we have. It really is that, right? For others of you, this could have to do with purchasing a home, where you got your, or a business where you got the help from a family. It's very much a family energy in the Ten of Pentacles. You see like all the people here. It's very family energy here. So maybe a sibling or somebody helps you purchase a home, purchase a business, a parent, a grandparent, aunt, uncle, whoever. And then we have this working with the Fool energy being very focused on the future. This is a Uranus energy, right? So the Fool is all about fresh hope and taking a chance, new path, adventure, new beginning. Really very much focused on a new beginning in the recent past. And this working with the Six of Cups and the Empress energy. Okay, so there might have been some sort of reconciliation. You have Scorpio. The Six of Cups could have been, because this is very much a nostalgic energy. You know, really missing somebody and having this reunion. But needing to make the decision though to have the reunion if you were in that space. Let me just address it as that. With working with the Empress energy, this could be some of you guys getting back together and deciding to have a child, right? To create something together, because this is the energy, she's the mother of the tarot. It's about fertility. This is about pregnancy, but it's also just about creation and abundance. So this could be getting together and just working on your life, and be getting together and buying a business, purchasing a home, or just sitting down and figuring out how it is that you're going to really work your life. This also is connected to really good parenting as well. So because this and the Six of Cups energy does indicate like this sense of innocence, and a lot of times we do connect this to our children as well. So this could be you just showing up as a really good parent. So maybe one of your kids, if you have children, are going through a hard time, and you're really showing up as a great parent for them right now, which is great. That's if you have kids. But this could also be reconnecting within a relationship and focusing on building that. For others of you, if it has to do with a career, this could just be really reconnecting with old friends, old colleagues, you know, and reconnecting and building, actually maybe even rebuilding relationships that you had in the past people you haven't spoken to in a long time. But with career, it could be returning to a project that you once started, never finished, returning to a job that you were once at. You know, maybe you're unemployed and you're calling somebody up to see if there's anything going on, you know, that could be offered to you there. But the Empress energy is about growth and expansion. So this is what I see you guys being very involved in the recent past, is working on moving your life forward in some way and taking a chance of being very focused, that Uranus energy, very focused on the future. Right now we have the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Cups. So right now you're confused. I mean, this is like too many choices. This could also indicate commitment issues here, Scorpio. So this could be commitment issue from you, or you dealing with somebody who has a commitment issue. And then we dealing with the Seven of Swords energy. Seven of Swords, this is the Moon in Aquarius energy. I always call this the mass card, because the Moon is I feel, and Aquarius is different than I'm showing you, right? Because Aquarius is very out of the box. It's very unique. It's very different. So, yeah, I mean, when we get this could show up as theft or literally, you know, but because it's a sword energy, it could be like a thievery of of the mental, right? Because swords are mental, and it's words. So it's thoughts and it's words. So to me, this could be you dealing with somebody who's speaking out of both sides of their mouth. There could be gaslighting. There could be some projection. There could be some betrayal, some dishonesty, some running away. Again, commitment issue, some sort of commitment issue. I'm getting very strong here. Now, the thing is with the Seven of Cups, so it's like, you know what's in Five of the Cups, but you don't know what's in two of them. So, it's a Venus and Scorpion, you guys, Venus and Scorpio energy. It's like, the transformation is going on, right? Because you guys, your modern ruler is Pluto. It's all about transformation. So you feel it happening, but you're just not sure. So it's like, you're not sure of what's on the other side of this, but this energy is going on. Like, you're just feeling in some way betrayed. Somebody in this energy is being dishonest. So somebody here is having some sort of commitment issue. And then we have the moon and the Two of Swords. So the moon is unseen problems, and they're the voluntary changes and trusting your intuition here right now, very much with the moon energy, right? The moon is everything that we feel. So we have a lot. We have so much moon energy. My goodness. We always do, but we have this full moon, at the beginning of the week, and then by the end of the week, we have the moon going into Taurus. We have an Aries and Taurus. So Two of Swords energy is going to have you feeling in a space where you absolutely, Scorpio, you need to make a decision. It's time to compromise or make a decision. Or you can make the decision to compromise, but it's about being across purposes with yourself. You can't put something off any longer. So you need to, again, make a decision. That's where you're at, like, in this week. You're in this week, you're in the space of needing to make a decision. And with Chiron retrograde conjuncting, this full moon in your 6th house, don't be surprised if you're going to feel confused, anxious, scattered, depressed about something. Don't be surprised. It's all part of it, though. It's going to pass. I promise you. It is. This is just going to be something that you need to deal with. Now, in the near future, we have the Three of Swords energy and the Three of Wands. Wow. Wow with these two energies together. Because the Three of Wands is the Sun and Aries energy. All right? The Three of Wands is about teamwork and expansion. And it's about, come on, let's go do this. Let's go conquer this new path together. We have everything that we need. That's the Sun and Aries energy. The Sun makes us make sure that we have all the tools in our toolbox to do what we need, right? And Aries is about having a fresh perspective to jump on a new path, right? And that's very much the Three of Wands energy. But we have this Three of Swords energy that needs to be dealt with, this Saturn and Libra energy. This is about heartbreak and divorce or loss or depression. It's also a surgery energy as well. Just want to say that. Some of you may be needing some sort of procedure. It's a 3. It's a minor arcana. I don't think it's a big deal. But the Three of Swords is the card of pain. Okay, again, it's Saturn and Libra. Saturn is about challenges and restrictions and karma, and Libra is about partnership. It's that 7th house. And so, yes, it could have to do with the third-party situation, but it doesn't have to. There are so many ways. I always say this. So many ways we can hurt each other in relationships. So many. If we're feeling incredibly misunderstood, maybe somebody betrayed us, maybe they just betrayed our trust, having to do with a friend situation or a family situation or a financial situation. You could be the one experiencing pain, or maybe you're the one who inflicted the pain. The energies could always be vice versa. But there's very much a focus on this moving forward. Now, this is working with the Judgment energy and the World, guys. Like, what? This is so positive. This is so all right. So look, we have the Three of Swords, totally necessary. I also want to say one thing about the Three of Swords. It doesn't get mentioned a lot. The Three of Swords is having light shown on something, and it incites some sort of validation. And because it's swords, there's going to be communication about it. So there's communication about the pain. But I feel like once there's communication about the pain of something, and I'm going to connect this to career, which is, let me do it for relationship first. There is going to be this moving forward. Judgment is about forgiveness. Okay? Clarity. A final decision. So you're in the space of needing to make a decision. Here you make a decision. There's a wake-up call. You're really realizing that something is speaking to your life purpose. Okay? And the world indicates completing a goal, ending, a cycle. There's completion here. This is a Saturn energy. Saturn is the best. We can be mad at Saturn all day long, right? But Saturn, when we finish a Saturn cycle, which is the world energy, Saturn gives us the biggest gifts that last decades and decades long. So for those of you who maybe got betrayed at work, who got fired unwillingly, unknowingly, maybe unknowingly, left a job unwillingly, right? You had to leave a job. Or there was some sort of backstabbing or some sort of betrayal having to do with a business partnership or something to do with work. What we have here is you popping right back on a new path and just moving forward with something. Because whatever you went through, whatever happened, had to happen because that cycle's done. It was a but there was there's a completion to it. There's a completion to it. And you're going to be making a final decision. You're going to be realizing if this has to do with career, whatever you were involved in, that wasn't serving you anyway. But you're going to have this wake-up call to your life's purpose in whatever area this is relevant for you in, having to do with that relationship, having to do with that career, having to do with that family connection, whatever it is. But there is forgiveness, and judgment is about forgiveness and knowing that you showed up the best that you knew how in that job, in the relationship. You, as I always say, and I like to think this, we show up the best we can. We work with the tools in our toolbox, but sometimes if all we have in our toolbox is a hammer, we're going to treat everything like a nail, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. So recognizing and forgiving ourselves, forgiving other people for how everybody showed up and acted and whatever it is. But this is about, okay, it happened. Clarity, final decision. What are we doing? Beautiful. There's completion here. It's completion. Now, I do want to say, for some of you, somebody cheated on you, backstabbed you to the point that you can't forgive them. You're leaving it in the past. You're leaving them. That's it, Scorpio. It's done. You're focusing on moving forward, knowing that you did the absolute best you could. That lesson that this person taught you has been learned. And now it's time to move on. That's how it's going to be for a lot of you as well. Now we have the final outcome here for these. We have the Ace of Swords and the Nine of Wands. So the Ace of Swords is about new ideas, okay? Having mental clarity. But with these new ideas and with this mental clarity is going to come some sort of new kind of conflict. Now, for some of you, those of you who are in a relationship where you're working it out and you're going to know who you are, we have this Nine of Wands energy. Now, the Nine of Wands energy indicates, keeping and maintaining boundaries, but feeling very persistent still and trying to make something work and really trying to approach it from different angles and different areas. And I feel like this is where the Venus and Virgo energy in your 11th house is really going to come in handy because how your goals are going to progress forward, you may need a little help with problem solving and troubleshooting right now. And I feel like you're going to have whatever you need to do that. But we have the Page of Swords working with the Tower. Look at this. So we have the Page of Swords, which is about... Page of Swords could be, while it's... clarity, it's new ideas coming in. It could also be indicative of gossip, of prying eyes, because it's a sword energy is communication as well. And Page is immature. So this could be like maybe somebody is stalking you on social media, somebody's being very gossipy about you, or you're needing to deal with gossip maybe within the family. This could be a level of immaturity, but nonetheless, the Page of Swords is can be also a new idea and a new perspective of something. This could be you meeting somebody who is very communicative as well, even though they may be a little immature. So just make sure their walk matches their talk. But it is working with the Tower, which is about unwanted change and ruin and disgrace and some sort of upheaval in your mind, right? Now, this could certainly be a personal Tower moment where everything in your life is remaining status quo, but what's changing is your mindset, and what's changing is your personal philosophies and the way, the lens through which you view life, relationship, career, because you may be realizing, particularly with this family and tribe energy and having Chiron retrograde in that 6th house, that maybe the way that you've been approaching something has not been serving you and you're ready to just pull it down and just not allow it to be a thing for you anymore. For a lot of you, that's what this Tower is going to be. For others of you, obviously, it's going to be the ending of a relationship. or the ending of a job. And I do feel like the ending, if it has to do with relationship, it can certainly have something to do with other people getting involved in the situation, right? Where there are like, because the Page of Swords could be almost like a spy-like energy, gossipy, prying eyes, but this truth being revealed. And it's like the truth that comes out that incites this Tower moment. So there is definitely, and then this is the outcome of that. So this is not yet, but this is, you know, feeling persistent, maintaining your boundaries, having these new ideas, this mental clarity, because this truth comes out and something needs to end. So you may be in the space of needing to keep your boundaries, you know, if a relationship is ending, needing to keep your boundaries, if some sort of job is ending. And if it's a personal Tower moment, I feel like it's going to be a huge gift to you, believe it or not, because whatever it is, it's not serving you anymore. I mean, that's the Tower. The Tower only brings down what's not serving. I know we don't like to hear that, but that's the truth. The Tower is a Mars energy. And Mars is connected to the Chariot, which pulls us away from toxicity and brings us towards that Cancerian space, which is about, you know, our metaphorical home space and where it is that we're meant to be. So that is just the way the Tower works. And, you know, it's never fun when we're going through it. Even if everything else in our life stays status quo, it's not fun to realize, oh my gosh, you know, I've been spinning my wheels in this mindset for so long, it's not even serving me, you know. So that's how it's going to resonate with many of you. But it'll be different for each of you because this is a general message. Obviously, all Scorpios of all ages, all stations of life, different situations, right? So I try to give as many interpretations as I can. So let's pull some Lenormand. Remember, Scorpio, Lenormand is different than regular tarot. The images are different, and the way we interpret it is a bit different. Okay, so, okay, we have the Rider. We have the Owls, okay, Wisdom. So some sort of message is coming in that's inciting a new cycle for you, okay. Working with the anchor, yeah, we like the anchor. Who doesn't like the anchor? Feel a nice firm foundation. It's hard for water energies to feel fully anchored a lot, right? Okay, and we have the Fox looking at. All right. Oh, I don't like that the Fox is looking at the anchor. All right, let's pull the energies here. All right. It's ending. Okay. Message coming in. All right, let me just finish pulling and then I'll bring the message all together, okay? Who else got the Patient Man at the end? I feel like Libra did. I feel like Libra might have. If you have Libra in you. Anyway. Wow. Okay. So check it out. We have the Fox, and the Fox is a very duplicitous energy, saying one thing, meaning another, a two-faced energy. This can be that gossipy energy that I just mentioned. But being very, it's a sneaky energy, but it's like the best thing I could say, it's a two-faced energy. And it's an insincere energy, saying what you want to hear, knowing that there's not going to be follow through. Now, this could be you, this could be you dealing with this energy, but that's an important. I'm going straight to that because that energy is looking at this strong foundation. So I feel like you're okay. So there was this promise of a new start in something. It could be a new job came in, a reconnection within a relationship. This could be a new relationship. But we have this message coming into you that's going to bring to light that something is not as firmly grounded or footed as it's being presented. Whether it's that relationship, the person's not being really honest with you, that job that's being presented was really not turning out the way it was presented. But when we have the Owls, this is a very wise message coming in. So this could be getting advice from an elder in your family. This could be getting a message from like maybe like a therapist. But there's a lot of wisdom involved here, and it's not a flippant kind of message. This is a very thoughtful, very wise energy that's going to make you think. That's really going to make you think about what it is that you're doing and where it is that you're going, and realizing what it is that you want for yourself. And then we have the Mummy energy here, which is about the Coffin energy, which is about endings. There's definitely an ending here. There's no question. Okay, but then you're getting this message of appreciation, but it's working with the snake, and the patient man is looking at this whole thing happen. Look at this. So the snake energy, right, is from Genesis, where Adam and Eve, where eat the apple, nothing's going to happen. Come with me, I swear I'm telling the truth. You know, very snake-like, very dangerous kind of energy here. This could be like a narcissistic energy. This could be somebody who's just saying what they need to say to soften a situation. And I feel, because the snake is looking at this man, if you are a male Scorpio, guys, I feel like this is you. No shade. I just feel like that this is you not being authentic with somebody. Ladies, female Scorpios, I feel like you're dealing with a man who's just, it's like he's giving you all of these accolades. I love you, you're fabulous, yada, yada. We're going to, do this and that together. But it's not, there's this level of duplicity here. Everyone, if this is a boss, if this is a male figure at work, don't trust it. Don't trust it. I feel like your intuition is going to be very much playing with you, because the owl energy is very, very intuitive. So if you're not actually being given a message by somebody who's very wise, your intuition is going to be telling you that there's something to not trust about a certain person or a certain situation. But it's definitely, a person is definitely involved in it. A male energy that cannot be trusted. So whatever the male energy is involved here, it can't be trusted. It can't be trusted because it's not telling the truth. Now, even if there's no malice involved, okay, let's just try to, again, like I mentioned before, let's stay positive. This is somebody giving lip service to something. There's lip service being given here. There's not going to be ultimate follow-through. So if we go back to the tarot, there being this idea of commitment issue, and somebody, not showing up or being presented the actual way they are. That could be like a job being presented, an opportunity being presented other than how it is in reality, a person presenting themselves or a situation other than how they are. Okay, let's get, these are going to be final outcomes. Okay. Okay. All right, so if this has to do with work, this tells me that you're getting a new job. It's going to go really well. You're going to be in a space, though, of feeling like you need to defend yourself with the Seven of Wands. But more like because you're going to be feeling the heat of competition, but it's just going to incite you to really focus more strongly on your craft. This is about mastering your craft and really enjoying your employment. So if this was an unhealthy work environment, and I feel like it is, if you're connecting with this as career, this does tell me that the outcome of all of this is that you're going to be getting a new job, which is really good, which is a new form of money coming in. Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter. And when it comes to new jobs, this is that when we get the Ace of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune together, this is going to be a good thing for you. Even though you might feel the heat of competition in some level, that's okay. If this has to do with a job, Ace of Pentacles can indicate. Also, guys, if things are bad here, I just want to say having to do with career, and you guys end up having this conversation where you call somebody out on something. The Ace of Pentacles, it can mean a new job, but it can also mean a raise or promotion. Some sort of new income coming in, or you even making an investment. Some of you might be even making an investment. Some of you guys might be putting an offer on a house and it going well, but you get into a bidding war, but it ends up going well for you. So that's going to resonate with some of you in that way. If this has to do with relationship, the Ace of Pentacles can mean a brand new connection that's going to be really, really beautiful. Now, we have to talk about the Wheel of Fortune when it comes to relationships for a second. This could indicate meeting somebody new. But the wheel goes around, and what does the wheel do? It comes back around the same way, right? So this is very likely to be a reconnection with somebody from the past. Is it going to work out? Is it not going to work out? Depends on the bones of the relationship the last time you guys were together. But it does indicate like a brand new, it's a very earthy, very practical, a brand new approach to the relationship, to the connection. But it is a Jupiter energy. Will it work? Will it not work out? Again, it depends. Now, I do feel like regardless, you're going to be in the space of feeling like you need to defend yourself. Scorpio, you're going to feel like you need to defend yourself. Scorpios feel like that a lot, which is probably very annoying for you. I do know that about that sign. So then we have the Eight of Pentacles, though, having to do with relationship, is like, all right, what do I have to do to make this work? What do you have to do to make this work? It really is. The Eight of Pentacles is a mastering the craft of, right? So because Pentacles is also mental, emotional, and physical connection, it's mastering that. Mastering the emotional, mastering the physical, mastering how do we communicate in order to be really happy here? What do we need to look at? What's necessary? Who has to contribute what? What does this all have to look like? And that's like sitting down and having that very practical and pragmatic conversation, which again, Venus and Virgo, 11th house, I think is going to be good for you, can be a very, very productive energy for you. Okay, for those of you in this space. So going back to Lenormand, I feel like, I want to tell you, leading up to these outcome energies, I feel like something is going on. If this has to do with relationship, where you guys are not being totally honest with each other. Either you're not being totally honest with them, or they're not being totally honest with you. Obviously, we have the fox and the snake in the same reading. But it's like, but I feel like the underpinning of all of this, if it has to do with relationship, is fear. I feel like fear is driving this. And I feel like fear is why somebody is, saying what somebody wants to hear, not showing up 100% authentic, not wanting to deal with the conflict because they're afraid of conflict. And when I say they, I mean either you or them. It doesn't matter, right? The energies can be vice versa. But I do feel like there's going to be an ending of however things have been going, and there's going to either be a fresh start, or that's ending it and you're meeting somebody new. You're going to know how it resonates with you. As it's ridiculous to say every Scorpio is ending a relationship. Obviously, many Scorpios are happily married. You might just be in a weird space right now, right? So this would be that you guys went through a really challenging time period, but then you're sort of meeting in the middle and you're having some really healthy connection, healthy communication to figure out how things are going to be moving forward. So yeah, a lot of messages in there. All right. So let's just throw some astro dice. We got the moon. We have Virgo, very good, because we have Venus, Virgo, and we have the 10th house. The 10th house has to do with public reputation, the legacy that you leave in the world. It has to do with your career, focusing on that, how you're known out in the world. And again, the moon energy is, well, we just have so much moon energy. So the moon is really paying attention to your emotions and focus on solving problems. Don't focus on creating problems. I'm not saying that you are. I'm saying that if there are problems or situations that need addressing, focus on problem solving and putting in the work, right? 10th house is ruled by Saturn. Really sit down and figure out, what do you need to put your work and your energy into, right? So that is what I have for you, my Scorpio friends. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.